so this first one, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And second one,
Uh-huh.
I already updated the photo you gave me. Right? This one, right?
Right, but the next one, yes, good, 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 good. That is the one because I want to make sure that's really fits to what we need to do.
Yeah. And let me see. And there will be the music example.
Right,
So Baroque, classical, and
right. I just remember now that I give two
the
examples
20th
for
century. Yeah, the
no
20.
for
Yeah,
the 18th century, but now that's 20th century. That's cool. Okay, good.
right, right, right. Yeah,
Yeah,
classical.
I will give two of those. If I remember, I will show
Yeah,
both
yeah.
of those. If not, that's fine. Um, yeah, that's good. And next, yeah, that's all good. Okay, that's fine. They don't have to see the
So
rest.
the how I paste all the photo you gave me yesterday, right?
Okay.
At the end. So if you want to like,
Like if we have time, if we have time, I will show them what I've been doing and what are the photos that I share. But if not, that's we
sure,
can just cut it off whenever.
we
But then, could you please give me reminder
the time.
like yeah, like 10 minutes before. What time is it? Like 9:20, something like that.
Yeah, how about like 9:15? Since I'm in
Yeah,
the
that's
school.
good.
Yeah, that 15. Since we have the QA section, right? And after QA session,
Oh,
we will have the group photo. So around like 9, yeah,
oh, so
around
I
like that.
cannot disappear after.
You cannot disappear. You need to stay for the whole lecture, please. Okay? You need to stay
Can
for.
I disappear somewhere
No, you cannot
sometime?
disappear. You cannot disappear. You need to stay at the end with me and with the TA.
Okay. Oh, poor TA.
So yeah,
Thank
so
you. Which one is TA? Thank you.
Jia Huang. Yeah.
Who? Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. So that will be I think like around like 9:15. If the time just yeah, we can try to arrange later. And
Okay.
after that will be group photo, and I will
Okay.
also give them the like sign up sheet or yeah the feedback form from there
Okay.
to give
I
them.
will try to make it as simple as possible. Okay. I will try. Try.
Yes, yes, yes. Don't worry. Relax. It's Friday night. We should all be relaxed.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is my Friday morning. Okay.
Oh, oh yeah.
This my damn Friday morning, 6:30 in the morning.
Fine. I know. I just finished the whole day class today. I'm starting the class from like 11 a.m. to 6 and 7:30 to 10. Oh
Quick
my
question.
god. Yeah.
Quick
What?
question. Um, do you want me to tell them what I'm doing? What's my position right now?
I will do the short introduction, and you
Okay.
can you can you can still say that. Yeah. If I just like really briefly. Yeah. So you can just introduce yourself since I'm not in the United States now. So you can just introduce yourself like very detailed.
Yeah,
Okay,
whatever. I'm not important.
you are really important. You are the one
No.
for tonight. If you are
No.
you are not coming up, I will get in trouble. That's fine.
Can I go now?
No, I
Can I
should
go?
go now. I'm too tired. Like, I think just still have give them like around like 5,
Hmm?
around like 5. I think we can just give the audience like 5 minutes already. Like more like yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, we have around 20 attendants here.
Yeah, so just give them more time to
Oh,
to to, to log in the website.
will they show up?
I think so. I think so.
Okay. I'll give them faith.
I think so. Yeah, I hope the internet will work well.
Like, you know what is really funny? Like, in the past Sunday, my recital,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's just like there's some show up, and then there's some we expected did not show up. And I saw them yesterday, like for the rehearsal. They came to the rehearsal actually Wednesday, and then I was like, "Hey guys, do you know that what's going on with your competition?" And say, "Oh, we won the competition." I say, "Oh, congratulations that you didn't tell me." It's like, "Oh yeah, right. I forgot to tell you, Dr. Chung. We are sorry." And then they was like, "Yeah, you guys also missed my recital too." They were kind of, "When was your recital?"
That's
I
great.
was like, "Past Sunday." I was like, "We're sorry. We completely forgot that was your recital."
Sure. I'm really sorry to hear about that. Wait, can you show up? Oh, sure. Okay. Good. Yeah. Still, audience still logging now. Repeat. Okay, so I think just give the audience like more like three, 3 to 4 minutes. Yeah,
2 to
after
3
like
minutes, maybe.
that three, yeah, 3 minutes, 3 to 5, and we
Yeah,
can,
sure.
yeah, we can start. Yeah, still have people to log in now. So it's your first lecture with us, right? Your first day, first time in
Me?
中正大学. Yeah, it's your first time
Yeah,
with us.
I think so.
Good.
What like does did anything happen that I did not aware of?
No, no, it's your first time. Kevin already like be with us like many times
Yeah,
since we are all in Taiwan. You are too far away from us.
next time. Next time. So DVD work. Yeah, so I just transfer your website to a QR code. So you will show like we can show them your website later, right? Hmm?
I mean, I transfer your website to a QR code later. So
Oh
during the
gosh.
I told you already. Yeah, next page. If
I
they then scan this QR, it will be enter your website.
uh, did I have to? I hope they don't.
What? I don't know how to answer. I mean,
Okay,
you're a great
welcome,
person.
welcome, welcome
Yeah,
to
it's
enter.
great. You
Yeah,
have
about that.
you have a lot of like great music in your website. So I think you.
Well, I mean, I haven't complete my website because it's a new build. Like I have my
Oh,
old one, but I have someone else to rebuild it for me. So
oh,
like
okay, okay.
it's
So
really
need still update, right?
right. I'm still working on it. There's a lot of event I haven't put it up. It's not updated yet. So you will notice that like a lot of events or a lot of recital I've given, but it's not on my calendar because I literally have no time to put it on. I was like, "Ugh." But and
Okay,
there are some information passed in the past, like already passed. I still need to put it up, but general information is there. My bio, my recordings, and some photos and some thoughts, and all on there. but it's just not complete yet. I just still need more time to give an update.
Okay, great, great. Okay, so I think like 1 to 2 minutes.
No, I think it's good. It's 7:33 already.
I know. Just
So
let me
I
see.
think this is our attendance. This is our audience. This is what it is.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't be nervous.
I mean, I'm not worried. I mean, like, this is what it is, you know? Like, uh, we can start it sooner
Okay.
and then they
Yeah,
can live
I know.
sometime
Earlier.
earlier
Okay,
and can
fine,
do their
fine.
things,
I
you
just
know?
listen our chatting now. Okay, great. Okay, so good evening, everybody. I think we can start our lecture now. Yeah, since it's already like 7:34. Okay, yeah. So I'm Ting-Ya from Center for General Education. Yeah, it's really welcome that everybody can attend our English online lecture today. Yeah, and it's my pleasure to be a host of this event. And we are really happy that we can have this kind of opportunity to invite our like guest pianist Dr. Jan to our lecture today for sharing a lot of like piano knowledge as well as her performing experience worldwide. And Dr. Zhang is a really famous international pianist around the world. And she currently teaches at Signal Valley State University in Michigan. Yeah. And she is also a co-chair for Chambana International Music Composition. Therefore, I think during the lecture, yeah, the Dr. Zhang will not only cover the content of the piano history, but also the discussion on various piano repertoire in different kind of settings. Yeah, so if you have any like interest or perspective toward the piano music, it's really welcome to share your thoughts with us during the Q&A section at the end. And for your reference, I will provide a sign up sheet and feedback form at the end of lecture as well. Yeah, so should we start the lecture now? And let's give a great pause to our guest artist, Dr. Zhang Zhang.
Oh, come on. Come on. There, we won't hear that. You know, there will be a applause. But anyhow,
Yeah,
I mean, thank you so much for Dr. Chu's introduction. I'm not sure if I'm famous at all, but I mean, I'm doing things here. Um, I mean, like you see at the front page here, like I'm teaching as the adjunct professor at Saginaw Valley State University and co-chair for the Champaign International Music Competition, and I also the member for the World Piano Teachers Association. I'm a vice president, and I got my degree from University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. I received my Doctor of Musical Arts and Artist Diploma there. And I also received my Master of Music degree from Cleveland Institute of Music. Again, this is my great pleasure to be here. And I would love to share some piano and related information with you today. I hope I will be able to touch the piano history and how it works, you know, and also its role in different settings and piano music at different periods from the past to the present and what it's a musician's career like. For example, like me, what we have been doing and what we can do, that kind of stuff. If you have any question, feel free to ask me, but I will appreciate that if you can save it to the end so we can finish it out at once at the Q&A session. So, but for today, I will try to make it more like a music appreciation. Um, like we will listen to several music samples and I will try to speak as less as possible so you will be less boring like for a lot of like cramming information. The information is actually a lot and a lot of those like related to the professional terms. If you don't understand, that's completely okay, you can ask me. I will try to make it as simple as possible for you to understand. To be honest, this is a lot of information that I would like to share with you. And it probably can span like entire semester to dig into all the details. So I will try my best to make it as simple as possible within these 2 hours. Okay, so shall we start? So like we are going to get started with that, but before we officially touch base about some piano history, I would like to talk about classical music. So what exactly classical music? Like it's a term refers to the Western music. Okay, and we consider to be distinct from the folk music or popular music, but it's not just limited to the Western music. Actually, it could be also applied to the music in the same musical structure, form, and harmonic tonalities and stuff like that. So, just in case you never heard about modern piano solo piece, why don't we give them example about that we can listen to it?
Sure. So the music first.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one, right? The Chopin Nocturnal.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. So I forgot to mention that all the example that we're listening today, it's performed by me. And so we thought about for me to play that like in the lecture, but we think about the quality of the sound and the timing and also like here it's 6:40 in the morning. So instead we just need to play a bunch of the examples like provided by me. Okay, so well as you hear that playing piano actually need a lot of control and focus to present different kind of color, touch, and expression. So the sound, how it sounds like, the current sound, and how it looks, it actually has a way long history. Okay, I will try to make it really short, and then we will start it from its relatives and gradually go to how it looks today. So if we can go to the next PowerPoint, I think we have some pictures. Yes, here we go. So now, like the short history about the piano, the related the relatives, okay, the related ancestors. The first one I would say is Dutchmer, like started about 11th century, and the clavichord in the 14th century. Now how it works, the 11th century, the Dutchmer is actually really similar to our yangqin. It's gonna strike with the it's going to strike the strings with the hammers, and clavichord, that is the instruments that you actually struck by the tangents, is the same as the way how you play the piano, but the string is actually just a parallel, I mean actually, yeah, it's in the horizontal version. It's different than the strings, I mean different than the keys, how you look like, and it's actually really soft. It really soft sounds and really really quiet in a small room. Now, then, if we can go to the next slide. All right. So now at the right corner, you see here it's harpsichord, and it's built up about like 15th century. Like it's the first time that we started using that instrument. That instrument has been popular for a while, and I would say it's a more direct ancestor for the piano. And you will see that harpsichord, it's in the modern like triangle shape, and then there are two levels. How it work is actually very different. The clavichord, the strings is struck by the quills. Okay, it's pluck. It's actually a pluck, like for the strings. So in the middle diagram there, you will see like how it works. It's similar to the guitar, like you have a stop to pluck the strings, and the left side, that's how it look inside. Okay, so for the harpsichord, actually, it started with two manuals, and so, as you see in the picture here, and the natural one, it's black color, and the upper one that we call it accidentals, you can make the sound a little bit different. That's in white colors, and we actually change a little bit later. Now at the side, you cannot really see it very clearly, but we do have a stops, like to change different kind of effects. But this kind of instrument, that the downside of this instrument is that it's hard to make dynamics difference. Okay, well, you can make the difference, it's by shifting between upper manual and lower manuals. So the upper manuals is a little bit softer, and the lower manual is actually a little bit slightly louder. And if there, as I said, there is some stops at the side. So if you pull the stops, then it can double. Once they double, the sound is a little bit louder. Um, so that's how it changed, and it also changed the different kind of acoustic a little bit, like depends how many stops it build up on the harpsichord, but that's how it works. So it's not, can I really say it's like all we need. So around 1700, a builder, and his name, actually a very well-known harpsichord builder, was trying to change this situation, and his name is Bartolomeo Cristofori. Okay, now it's Italian, so it's really hard to pronounce, but anyway, uh, he built up a first ever piano in the history. If we go to the next slide, probably we'll be able to see that. Yes. So on the right upper corner, that is Christopher's piano. Okay, the first ever piano is still, we still keep it well somewhere in the world. Now the strings, it's not different than the clavichord. It's not on the landscape side. It's more vertical in the parallel motion to the keys. And as you see, the color has been changed. The natural side it become the white key, and the accidental has become black key, which is the same as our current piano. Like if you can see a little bit, this is my piano here. It's a white key, and here is a black keys for accidentals. So now what the change here, the pictures down there, that is actually its mechanism. You will see there's a little alongside things. It's a we call a hammer, and that is escapement. That is a system that how to make piano works. Instead of using the quills to pluck the strings, that we have a hammer to hit the strings. So it's more closer to the percussive percussion instruments actually, because you hit the string and make sounds. And this is the piano that you actually can make a loud and soft difference. Okay, so that's how its name come from, that we call it forte piano. This is piano house it come from. So forte piano actually it's Italian. Forte means loud, piano means soft, and that is the first ever piano that can be able to make loud and soft, so we call it forte piano. But nowadays we just call it piano. For the piano, we use that to refers to the like the old instruments, something like this. Now, the piano in the late like 18th century, like, and it gradually getting more flourished. That's getting really really well built, and it's also like really popular. Different kind of like makers try to improve this instrument to give it as much as possible, like the power what it can do. The piano started from like 5 octaves and gradually extended to seventh and a little bit more. Now the diagram that you see here on the left, it's another piano, and the piano you see that it stays the same colors as the harpsichord, and the natural as the black, and the accidental as white. But that is made by different makers. Okay, this is the Viennese style piano, and that is actually a very well-known composer's Mozart's piano, that he composed a lot of composition on this piano, and he performed a lot on this piano. And this piano, it's already different than Christopher's piano. Like we have pedals, and then you don't really see pedal here because it attached to the bottom of the keyboard. Then you see a little thing in like attached to the bottom of the key. I mean the piano. It's actually we call a knee lever. So it means you are going to use your knee to attach that little flat things in order to keep the sound sustained. So that is the piano can give a kind of acoustic and sustained sound. Now, if we can go to the next slide, the piano at the around Battlestein, the late 18th century, like I said, it's getting more and more popular and more well established. So piano have been underwent tremendously changes, and there's different from the wood frame into the modern look, the iron frame, and we have a wire strings, and so we have a more powerful and sustained sound. Now, the Rent piano, it's way wider, and as you see, we have 3 different kind of pedals there to do different kind of acoustic according our needs. And the picture here on the right lower level, you will see that's inside of a modern piano, like it's completely our friends. And at the inside of a piano, instead of just the wood, we have middle plates that we call it soundboard to make the sound be able to make it a little bit louder and be a little further. And the strings, actually, the bass string is actually a little bit different. Instead of just pure vertical, it's we have cross string technique, so the bass string can ring in and be more uh, powerful and deeper sounds. So the biggest difference, the change is actually the escapement, the mechanism that we have here. So the in the middle diagram here, you still can see a hammer really similar to the previous picture that we have here, but the middle in the very center side, it's actually really complicated. Like it become a lot of different parts that we call it weapon, and that is the whole thing that we call it double escapement. The double escapement make the strings be able to repeat quickly without the action parts returning to the rest original rest position. So the way how we play piano, it's much easier for us to play repetitions and we means like repeated notes and we'll be able to play faster. And now that is the picture that you see here, that is the current piano, how you look like. At the left upper corner, that is the 9 foot piano, which is a very, very long tail. And the lower one is a regular grand piano. The middle section, that is the piano in the recital hall. So where is the location that a lot of recitals or performance will take place? Now, the upper corner, the one that I haven't mentioned, is an upright piano. That it's actually invented later, that it's become a more affordable price that for domestic use. So, like if because like it costs a lot of money for the grand piano. So upright piano become another alternative options. Okay, so now it's a really really quick brief introduction about the piano history, how it becomes, how it look like, and its ancestor and its relatives. Now, piano we have it has its important rules until this nowadays, and it's in different kind of a settings, can present in several different kind of settings. If we yes thank you. So now piano, it can present it as a solo, as the piece that you heard, that is just pure piano. And the solo actually means a piece generate just for a single performer. There's no more than one. You sit there and then play the piano. Now, piano also can present it in the chamber music, and then you might curious what does chamber music, I list over there. But chamber music actually means it's a setting for more than one performer. Okay, so it probably will be two, it will probably be three, and performer has their own parts. Okay, each person have their own parts. We call it chamber music. Now, if there's more than one performer play the same parts, okay, like put it together, that's probably more referred to the small orchestra, something like that. Now, traditionally, chamber music is supposed to perform in a chamber or a larger room, but nowadays they would perform it in a recital hall for different so many different reasons and for the entertainment purpose. Um, but that is about chamber music. But for piano, we actually probably presented is two kinds. If we can go into the next slide about piano in chamber music. The first type, we call it piano ensemble. Now, this kind of a chamber music is designed for piano only. It could be 4 hands, it could be 6 hands, it could be 8 hands, it could be a performer play on two pianos or even more than two pianos. Another types that we will be able to see it's piano collaboration, which means it's designed for piano and another instrument players. Okay, so the often seen setting will be duo, trio, quartet, and quintet, and how they practice like music. Okay, piano and instruments. So now that is the music that you listen to. It's actually presented and composed in different kind of periods. Now, so we are going to understand that what is the music in different eras and what is the character and how can help you to understand a little bit more. How can you identify what style of the music it is when you hear it or when you see it? Okay, so now we are going to talk about music in different eras. We can go to the next slide. Great. So now, how can we define the music in different eras? Like I just mentioned, it's actually like the term is defined like according to formation and its common practice tonality, or probably according to the fashion and events happen at the time. All right. So now, what I'm going to share is the main like different kind of styles or kind of parrots that we were often seen. Like now, the first one I'm going to introduce you, it's a Baroque parrots. Now that is also medieval and something like way earlier before Baroque, but we are not going to touch base about that one. No, we're going to focus on the Baroque periods. It's our like generally what we will hear a lot, like for example J.S. Bach, that you probably heard about his name, or Handel. That's our most well-known representative musician. Now, the music that you see here, the example you see here, it's very typical Baroque music, and you will see there's a lot of lines, and you probably don't know like what's going on. And the formation is actually a counterpoint, like we call it contrapuntal settings. What does that mean? It means like each line you see here has its own melody. It's more than one voice, like we probably have a two or just three or four different kind of voices, and you will see some notes, they are circled in red, right? Those notes are actually the linear progressions. There's a hidden melody in the scores that you really have to play, and also to highlight in those notes out, so you will be able to hear different kind of voices. So there's not just the voice presents that you are playing, but also another hidden melody that you will be able to hear while you play that. But you will see that the line is really complicated, so many different lines and so many different notes. um now that now that's try to see like couple different kind of examples for different kind of style. Another style very different to this one, we will call it a classical style. Now, classical style, it's about like 1750 to the 1830, around that time, like gradually the music shift to this kind of style, and the representative musicians are Haydn, Mozart, Beethoven, Schubert, this kind of musicians that we hear a lot. Now, their music is very, very different, because now it's not that completely each voice has its own line, but the melody will more focus on the top line. Okay, top line actually means for the right hand, and the bottom line actually means for the left hand. So your main melody is pretty much presented by your right hand, and your left hand become a pure accompaniment. So you will see that there will be more different kind of notes and lines and different kind of thing on the top line, and it's really simple in the left hand. If we can go to another slide, you probably another example that we can show them. So this one is actually created by early Beethoven, that you will see your left hand only have a chords, and or like our belly bass dun, 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 and then your right hand have the melody going on there. Now the little line, the curved line there, we call it slur, and you'll realize that the slur is actually not very long, just a few notes or maybe just two long slurs. Okay, so that is present as kind of articulation, or the way how it's supposed to sound like. Um, Maybe we can give them to hear examples about like the music composed in classical periods. It's a piece, Schubert, composed by Schubert.
So the sugar one.
Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now this is relatively long example, and I promise this is the longest ever that a recording I'm going to share with you today. Nothing longer than that. I think the other example is pretty short. Now, Schubert is a very special example. He is the person, like a lot of time we will class him as the classical composer because it's formation wise and tonality wise, it's really closer to the most of the other classical composers. But his expression somehow it's in the bridge toward to the classical periods and the romantic periods. So to the next period, which is romantic period, as I just mentioned. So his music in general, the formation is a bit longer, and his expression is actually getting more and more. So for more toward to the romantic periods, so the melodic line is actually pretty long, and it's more expressive and more emotional elements. And part of the reason it's because piano is gradually like built up to the current situation. So composers desire, they really desire to get to know this instrument and try to use all its functions. So there will be a lot of different kind of ways try to explore the extreme range of the piano, different kind of, like for example, pedals and different kind of expression. So the music become a more and more complicated. Okay, so that it's in romantic periods, the composer, for example, Chopin, Brahms, Schumann, Liszt, Tchaikovsky, Rachmaninoff, this kind of composers, they are, they use all they can do try to dig out the potential of the instruments. Now the example that I attach here, it's a very typical romantic periods music. Now it's not just about the sonata or whatever things, that the character music is very famous and often hear here because like emotional expression. So the music symbol you see here, there's so many notes here that it's crazily um, amounts of the notes. Those notes we consider it as kind of a decoration, and this is the excerpts that actually I take from the Chopin Nocturne that you hear from the very beginning. It sounds like simple, it sounds easy, but there's just a lot of the notes to grab. So it's just slow, but that is a lot of expressions. You see, there's not much information right there, but there's a lot of indication, like what you're going to take with this one. And the lines we call the slurs, it's actually way longer. That is, means that not just the articulation anymore, that is just more like a phrase, and how can you do some push and pull. The note itself is not just about the note itself. You are going to use your feeling and the styles that try to create different kind of a tempo and the flexibilities there. So romantic periods, it's actually really nice, but it's really hard to interpret it as well. Now, another one that I would like to share, it's actually it's piece composed by Schumann, but then Liszt later on transcribed it because it become a more and more showy. It's not just about the notes. It's not just about the playing. The music itself, just a lot of running notes, and how can you make it a bigger sounds and a kind of show a lot of techniques. So if we can share Schumann a Wittmann dedication, that would be great.
This one.
Okay, so this piece actually just lasts 4 minutes, but it will take you forever to put all together because the crossing hand and the rounding notes, a lot of different kind of difficulties. But this piece is actually Schumann composed and dedicated for his wife, and then played it on their wedding. It's actually very romantic. Um, so now for the time that is about the music, how it sounds like about the periods, but then gradually towards another type that I would like to share, it's about 20th century music. This one I'm not going to share any example anymore, so I mean kids, that would be too much. So we have to talk about baroque periods, classical periods, and romantic periods. Now it goes to the 20th century now, because the music has been nicely developed in the 20th century. Composers try to figure out different ways to make their creativity and try to do different things there. So the face is actually very different. Not It's not a lot of a common practice, composition practice, but rather it goes to different, many different kind of direction. The representative will be Debussy, Ravel, Stravinsky, Prokofiev, John Cage, and Bernstein. A lot of reason make it sound different, went to the different kind of direction. And it's not just because the nationalities, and also because what has happened there, okay, was okay, so those make it a difference, a way difference. Now the example that I present here, it's actually an excerpt of Rite of Spring composed by Igor Stravinsky. Now the tonality here is very different, that you don't have a specific key. Yes, you still have a key signature, but the music is very different. It's not just tonal anymore. Somehow it's like very dissonant. Then you have a bitonality here. You see that I have a different colors right on the first line. It's actually like different key, like left hand belong to one key and right hand be kind of another key. When you put it together, it becomes really dissonant. It's kind of bitonality down there. Then there's not straight, like a very smooth transition anymore. The music, we call it black point, that they present one element and change to another one right away. So it's really random, that this music that you have a chords, irregular accents, like different kind of accent notes, which emphasis, and like different kind of loud notes and different kind of rhythm, and all of a sudden it become just a single note and very soft, like ticka, 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 and then become then another heavy chords. So it's extreme in change here that it's provided by the Stravinsky. So if you see that kind of type of the music, it's pretty much like 20th century music. Now, but then the face going on, and composers try to create different kind of things, try to use their inventions. It's not just about the emotion or just a pure music anymore. It went to more like meaning beyond their motives. So maybe the math or the acoustic. So later on, that we go to the 21st century, that we call it modern style. Okay, so the next slides that will show you what is the we also call it contemporary. So that's a modern composers. That is the example that you see here. It's actually excerpt for composed by the modern composer. Actually, is a living composer. The music you see here, it's more and more complicated. Like it's collaboration with the electrics as well. It's not just about the piano, and that would like to do other things to make it to sound. You will see there's a lot of things look the same, but it's different kind of lines and a crazy different kind of dynamics. It means they are not going to try to explore a lot of different notes, but they would like to repeat things to explore different kind of acoustic and different kind of vibrations, collaborate with the electrics. We can listen a little bit like this contemporary music, and I'm going to share one. It's actually composed by Albinger, that is for the voice and piano. This one is actually, I feel really interested as a musician. I don't know about you. Probably some of you will feel it as kind of like odd or kind of shock about that one, but it's actually a piano playing, and there's a voice in the background, and the voice is actually an interview um, for the very famous singer Billie Holiday. If you heard about her name before, that was an interview provided by Billie Holiday and someone else, and the piano is actually playing in the background, and according to its tone go up and down, and it presented different kind of rhythm and acoustic. It's actually really really complicated, but I figure out that it's actually really interesting. But well, let's see how you think about that one. So it's Peter Applinger voice and piano.
Ain't my fault. I just can't go with so look. And it's like, I've been blessed. God be blessed me because, when I first started, I got started. My first job, I didn't get the job. It's small. And they had a cat in New York named Charlie Johnson. As one of the biggest Negro bands in the country at that time. He didn't hear nothing about nobody but Fletcher Henderson, Charlie Johnson. That was before Don Redman and, McKinney Cotton Pickens. When I was a little kid, and I went there, I was about 13. And I'll never forget it, Maya Johnson got me the audition. And she went through all this trouble, to get me the audition. I knew that. I'm already to say, this cat asked me, so what key you singing in? I said, I don't know, man, you just play. They shooting me out there someplace. It wasn't even funny. I sat remembering, and I would preach my key to get, and I said, what key is that? And he said, man, I love in G, and Billy's Blues and B flat, and I sound like my keys. Keys, I just start singing, And I get this little gentleman, and Ed Smalls was the biggest thing in Harlem. I wouldn't have you can. Just play it, I'll see it. And he wouldn't do it and chase me out. Mary Johnson was the star of the show now, and she went to all this. She wasn't getting me this. Oh, you got it. Yeah, I did it. That's why Sister Blessed be right with you again. Jesus Christ. And that's it, because you get there. But, man, what I've been through, it's been a long time. I mean, I've been with some pretty big shots. And during the time, and man, they don't dig me no problem, They don't understand me, and I don't understand them. So we get nowhere. Like this last day. No, I was in Japan. The biggest cats in the country, Let me tell you, because they call me, didn't get a date. I put down, don't worry about it. I'll bring it, I'll make sketches. And Jesus Christ, here's Tony, Charlie Schaefer, all the best musicians in the country. They said, man, we can't read this shit. Same way while I'm getting drunk. It's my days, They fuck up my whole day. I'm supposed to make at least 8 tries. I made 3 good. About 3 songs. I mean, about 3 songs. Jesus, God, my heart. I need to lose you all, man. Some kind of ashtray. Like you said, tomorrow. Now, we may not can put 8 twos and 10 twos here to take up this studio, but as long as keep that studio for me long as I think I can make it. And that's why I like waiting for the cats. And but I get up on these cats when I got drunk. And when I seen Charles Schaefer drunk, he was my whole card. When he fell, that was it. I just called the whole fucking gate off. And told my fees don't release nothing. But he did a dirt bum. He released all the moves I could do, and I hate that sound.
Thank you. So this Thank you, Dr. Chu. So this is the piece that I actually is still remember it very well because this is the piece that I performed the last recital that I gave right before pandemic everything shut down. This piece actually give my pitch tuner a lot of hard time because he has no idea where I were and then just really follow the line very closely because I also have a soundtrack to hear that I have a headphone to have the track where's the beats and able to line up with the voice. So it's not just about the hand control, about the way how you understand the music, but also collaboration with the voice at another part. It's really tricky because it's pre-recorded and it's not someone that you can follow the tempo and kind of adjust accordingly. So that is about the modern music under the classical title. So it's actually really dissonant and a lot of techniques there, and it's actually not so accessible. Not everyone can understand that, but I personally think this one it's really interested. Hope you somehow feel that is interested as well. The modern music actually can create in several different types as well. So that is one type of the modern music. Another one that we can think of like is the combination of classical music and pop music. So the problem is actually I play one. It's actually we call it Lady Gaga fugue. If you know Lady Gaga, I think many of you know Lady Gaga. Zoom. Um, but the piece that is actually that you included like classical elements and the popular music elements, and that it's like the piece that I played before. It's actually you will hear bad romance bum ba 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 da, ba bum ba 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 da, but actually in the fugue wise that like it's a baroque periods like composition methods, but emerge that kind of a music. I actually really enjoying it, but we don't have the recording to share today. Too bad, sorry. But you probably will be able to find it on my YouTube channel. Now, another one that you would like to share about is a religious music. You probably will think about, hey, religious music. Religious music actually, uh, it's way before Baroque periods that a lot of music composed for religious music. But why I put it here, it's because it's for piano. Okay, a lot before that, religious music is by voices and different kind of instrument, organ or harpsichord. It's not for piano, but this one, it's a church music, religious music composed for piano with a modern like harmonic language. And this one actually, what I'm going to share. Christmas coming soon, right? So this is the piece that I play during the pandemic in my church and to share to celebrate the Christmas, and we call lessons to angels. And I hope you enjoy that. I think that would be more accessible and less boring. I think for me, all the music is interesting, but I don't know everyone. But I think that's the most interesting music here. Well, let's listen to it. Okay, so this one actually was there's a lot of scene change and with the pictures here and there. It's because I created this during the pandemic for my church, and because of pandemic, everything locked down. The church, no one can really attend it, but as a pianist, I still need to be there to create online ceremonies and record some music. So I feel those pictures that you see there is inside of my church, and that's how the church is decorated for the Christmas. And well, that is about music, and show you the way how we played it from different angle. So it's technology. So as a pianist, you just about not to know how to play the piano, but you also need to know how to train the videos, how to put things together. And as you notice that you probably see, hey, that's an iPad in front of you. Where's your score? So during the pandemic, that I figured out one thing, that it's very hard for you to find a page turn page for you. But it's very easier. Look into the iPad, and then you have a special tool, like we call it air turn pedals, that you can press that to turn the pages for you. So that is really handy. But this actually leads me prepare for me to tell you about the piano and music industry. So this is a very one of the very typical related to music industry thing. It's a pre-recorded music. There's a live, we can call it as a live music or pre-recorded music, but that is the one types that it's a recorded music that you can share later, and they can put it in so many different ways. And so you can like to share it, but you probably can sell that. So um that we call another industry, we call it recording and the labels. So you can record it and collaborate with the labels, and they will release that for you like worldwide wise, and then you will be able to make a little money. As the picture you see down there, that is my recording. Schubert is from that recording that it's I collaborate with a Centaur label, one of the oldest and biggest classical recording label company in America. And recording labels, actually, there's so many of them, like Decca, Centaur, Nexus, Gramophone, Sony, EMI. Those are the very very big recording labels that piano artists will collaborate with them. And another type will be the management. So you have a manager like to record it, like arrange, like schedules for to fit artists' needs for the recitals, for the gigs and the concerts, that kind of a thing. Um, and personally, I have private managers like arrange my performance at different kind of venues like retire homes or public library, that kind of things. And also another type that we can think about is a competition. So that it's you can create opportunities for the young musicians, but then some of organization use that as the profit to earn money, but then some organization treat it as non-profits to educate the next generations. But there's also, you see here is a different kind of a picture style here. In the middle one, that is the interview that I had with what is it, Wei Xin, that is actually lived in Taichung. That it's me and my dual partner had the interview before we our performance in Taiwan. And there's upper corner, that's the one we have the interview at the radio stations, and that is kind of like industry as well, that you use this and the business to promote events. And down there, that is actually a diagram to show you like how it looked like the man underneath the piano. It's our piano technician try to fix the piano and to make it in the best shape. And the man on the corner right there, they're actually putting up the microphone. It's actually for the recording sessions that it's going to be recorded for a live composers for his like recording projects. So that is the overview about like how it's the piano and the music industry related. Like recording management is a bigger thing, and then other thing related to it is kind of whatever you can make a business that we call it music industry. So that is just a general ideas about like piano, how it look like, how it become nowadays. I know it's just briefly touched that, but hopefully will give you some ideas like how the music sounds like in different kind of periods, how it's their music look like, the music score, how it look like in different kind of periods and different kind of settings and different way for us to present the music. So I also would like to share like what it's musician's career sounds like, what is their day would sound um, like as what I explained and what I just shared, that you probably had an idea that a musician has a multiple different kind of roles and different kind of ways that what I can do. So, as a musicians, that a lot of musicians they will participate in the competitions. Take me as example. I'm one of them. Like I participate in many kind of competitions, and I'm a pianist for the solo recitals and in different kind of a chamber music settings and concert and the conference presented in the concert and conference as you already listened. Well, different kind of duo, trio, concerto. I did all of those and some of the music. And I'm also a church pianist. You already seen that. I also a production pianist for the theater. It means that I play for the shows and as the play the live music according to their needs. And I've been so many different kind of places like universities, concert halls, library, retirement village, and thanks to my private management manager arrange all those for me. I mean, of course, a lot of the events that I try to connect by myself, but my manager also arrange a lot of those for me. So and but not just a pianist, my I have several different roles as a musician. So being a pianist to play around, that it's my life, but another part of me is an educator. So I've been teaching lessons and performance etiquette, chamber music theory, music theory seminar in different kind of topics like performance anxieties and different kind of how to memorize the music, how to interpret music in different kind of styles, and so on and so forth, and music in university and music camp. So Dr. Chu actually is in the next slide. So if you can go for it, that will be awesome. And I'm actually also a event director and a host for events. For example, we just had piano day last Saturday. We have participants over to learn like music related, like piano related information. Like for example, master class to get the ideas from the master. For example, me and my guest, like to get how to interpret the music, the lectures about how to practice, how to compose, and piano recitals as well presented by the faculty and by the students. And I also as the adjudicators for the competitions, which means I judge the competition, I listen to someone's play, I write the comments and feedbacks and to the young generations. And well, as you understand that I'm also the recording artist, so I really release albums under the label company, and that's what I've been doing. So here, let's look at a couple pictures here. The left corner is actually a group pictures taken at Blick Fine Arts Camp. They are all pianists. They are all piano teachers that we dedicate our life for the youth from the fifth grader to high schoolers that will teach them uh, piano lessons and seminars and chamber music and how them make them to learn music within 2 weeks and perform from memory, and it's actually in the woods. So you will see the upper center, that is actually our classroom. It's in the woods, it's in the cabin. We put a piano inside and you will see there's the woods and lakes around the cabin. So it's actually really interesting. It's like camping, but you spend 2 weeks with kids in the woods. And I also like presented master classes and lectures as well. So the center one, the lower center one, is actually me presented a lecture at University of Tainan, National University of Tainan. And the right one is actually a lecture that I've given. We call it webinar. That it's actually, so it's also online. I collaborate with one of the retirement professors. That is also online webinar in China to talk about how to listen to the music. So that is what I've been doing, and I think next slide probably give you more um information about that. Oh, okay. I forgot about that. Like where I have been. So that is actually a whole amount of different cities and the places that I have went. Like I have been in Taiwan several. Those cities, I went more than those cities, but those are the cities I given official recitals. And in America, I was in Michigan, Illinois, New York, Oregon, and Tennessee, Virginia, Kansas, Indiana. Those are for the recitals, for the conference that I presented music there. I've been in Italy, Russia, and yeah, I have also have been invited to perform in Australia. So you will see, like as a musician, you probably will go into several different kind of places, try to present yourself and try to sell yourself, try to make friends, try to learn the cultures. The one thing that I think very cool as the musicians is that you can travel everywhere because you have a very very formal skills. Like for example, I have a performance that I have different competitions, so I have to go to those places. So you get an excuse and to get to travel and get to explore different areas or different countries while you are there. So the picture there, it's actually the at the left is actually me performing in concerto. So if you remember what we talk about concerto, it's actually a soloist and then accompanied by an orchestra. So that is me. The soloist usually in in the center, and the orchestra as accompaniment in the backstage. And that is the performance take place at Corner Center for the Performing Arts in Illinois. And the right corner one is the picture has been taken after my performance in Chicago. That is me signed on the board right after my solo recitals. And the man is have been cut off. I feel sorry, but that is actually the director of the venue that he direct me to the board to sign the board. Now, I think the last one gave us a little bit more pictures about musicians' life, or actually represented to me. So as I mentioned that I'm organizer for the events. So competition at the right left upper corner, it's actually our our organizations try to be, we are a nonprofit actually. So all the money that we receive we already present on the trophy and the diplomas and then run all that kind of thing for the young generations. We get zero payment for that, but we feel really really honored that we'll be able to collaborate with youth. The right upper corner one, that is the master classes. If you wonder what is master class, that is how it look like. Someone playing, and then you get feedback from the master, from the musician. So it actually means like it's a public lessons. So lesson means like usually you take your class, right? You guys take class with the Dr. Chu that you get informations and lessons actually similar to that too. It cannot be a class because each people have a different kind of needs, like how you control the notes, how you kind of do the dynamics, all different kind of information that you really need one-on-one setting to get to know what it is. So we call it lesson. So the master class is pretty much an one-on-one lesson, but in the public. And you get a feedback, you get a criticism, and you have to change at the moment. So it's actually it's a lot of tension there. So whoever play in the master class, they are awesome. So, and the another one at the corner there, you have to see a picture. That's me taken with my dual partners after our recitals. That is very typical chamber music that we play a lot of concert together. We tour a lot. We were in Taiwan before, and we back to America. We play a lot in different kind of universities. And the right corner at the left, it was me and my friends tried to do some promotions in the for the TV news. So you see, like as a musician, you go everywhere that you have to present your events for the local news, and you have to go everywhere to present the your events. So, well, I guess that is all about all the pictures there. No more slides. Oh, actually, there's more. Okay, I'm sorry. So one last one that you will see that as college teachers, I actually work with a lot of college students, but I also enjoy working with youth. So I like to see actually use is easiest to teach because they are just like they are plain. They have nothing that is really easy to build up their capability from the very beginning to prevent all the bad habits. They are lovely, they're cute, they will learn different things, whatever things that you will tell them. So college students, I love to work with college students, but sometimes it's a little bit harder because according to their habits, how they build up in the past, it's hard to change some bad habits they have to build up. But it's actually really nice to work with them because yeah, there's a lot of potential. They are more mature. They understand what you're talking about. You don't have to look after them every single minute as you. Um, the right corner one you see there, it's me with strings. The that is violin, and the upper bigger ones on the right that is cello, and that's a very difficult setting how we sit and how we present the chamber music as the piano. Okay. The lower one, it's actually the setup, how you can see for the recording sessions that the music piano is there and you have a spotlight on the sides and you have a recording setup. It's not the most professional one that is actually a setup for by a students, but it's actually pretty much can give you idea how the setup looks like. And the left corner, it's pretty plain. There's just two pianos, but it's actually the way the location how we do the adjudication to judge the competition. So, well, I mean, like we listen a lot of the music and we cram a lot of information. A lot of information, probably the turns is really related to the professional turns, and I don't know how well that you understand that, especially everything is in English, and you guys are awesome. You sit there, you listen to all the music, the example that I give you. So hopefully we can take away some good information like about the piano, how you look like, how it sounds like in different kind of setting and in different kind of styles. So, well, I hope you enjoy that. And if you have any question would like to ask me, for example, further information onto the topics that we mentioned, or you interested about more information about musicians' life and how about their career, please welcome to ask.
Okay, so let's give you a big pause first.
Right.
Wow, it's
Yes.
really
Yes.
great. Yeah. I think we are starting the Q&A section now. Yeah, since we just hear a lot about like the piano history, right, and all the way through like the music from the different style. Yeah, Dr. Zhang give us a very great example of how to be like an international pianist, right? So if you have any questions or you have any thoughts, it's really welcome to share with us. Yeah, you can just type the message here in the message box, or you can just like turn on your microphone. Yeah, either way is fine. Yeah, so you can type here,
And
right?
don't be
You can just
shy. I
yeah.
realized that a lot of students they just like no questions. That's it. I just want to go, and that's a stop. But I mean, that's the set. This is the moment that you can ask questions and a lot of things that I encourage you to say something, that not just silence or just like I have no questions something, or if something else that you would like to share with us or your knowledge about the classical music, please.
Yeah, you can just yeah type your thoughts in the message box, just what as I did, or you can just turn on your microphone. Yeah, if you have any thoughts about piano music or in general how to be like the international musician, just like that. Yeah,
And also, please don't be shy because I know our students, your English are fabulous. You are great. Your English, probably some of your English is way better than I. Don't be shy. I know probably it's difficult because you have to type it in English or you have to say it in English. But I mean, your English level, come on, it's very good. Okay, I believe in you guys. But so, welcome to say something.
yeah. I think if yeah for question Chinese will be okay. I mean yeah, if you just really want to share, I think if you yeah Chinese will be okay. Just for Q&A section.
The question is, have they really paid attention at all?
Oh, I mean yeah, if yeah Chinese is okay.
I
Just
mean, this
Q&A
is a
section.
very different type of things they would understand, I think, for most of the students, because maybe many of them, they still they spend their life to listen to this kind of classical music, and all of a sudden there's so many information like just cram within 2 hours, and it's probably they try kind of like probably try to digest all the information they just receive, and they probably want to try to figure out what kind of a question they would have, or probably know because it's too new, or probably they already know all of those, so all of those make sense to them, so they have no questions.
Yeah, it's our like our first time to have this kind of music English lecture yeah, online. Yeah, it's our first time
Yeah, well, I
in
figure because
Dongzhen Dashi. It's really great.
I think it's pretty difficult. First of all, this is the type of music that not all I only understand 60, 70%. No,
No,
that's
no, 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 no,
fine.
no,
I
no.
mean, and sometimes maybe I spoke too fast. That's
You're
possible
really
too.
great already. Yeah, it's really great.
Um,
There's a lot of
um,
like professional terms, right? Like musical terms is kind
right.
of
There's a lot
yeah,
of professional terms,
it's
and
really great.
I didn't really like get a chance to explain it very thoroughly because of time limits. But obviously, we have some time left. So, if you have any questions, yes, feel free. I know it's very hard to understand all in English. 60 or 70% is actually pretty awesome. I
Yeah.
remember that as the in my first year as a master student, like I studied abroad and then went to the class. I passed my TOEFL, right? I was like really positive, like, yay, I passed my TOEFL. I will be able to study abroad. So I really excited and explore America in Ohio, that where it's my master class, my master school is. And then I remember that after I attend my first class, I was very disappointed because I only understand 50% of the contents. The 50% I was like, what is going on? Because our instructor, he's a British, okay? And then he has a very, very heavy British accent. And I was like, I have no idea what are you talking about. Like I have no idea what it is except the
I
book
can imagine.
that
Yeah.
I can read it through, and I have to use dictionary. Okay, bear in mind that before smartphones, so everything you have to use dictionary. Like you have a dictionary to try to dig out all the notes and all the vocabulary that you don't understand, and the sentence of the music to hear. I mean, the reading probably just like 10 pages. People probably just spend like one time or 10 minutes to finish it. For me, I have to read it 3 times or more than 3 times and spend hours to 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 use the dictionary to figure out what is the content really for, because the professional terms that I use to learn that in Chinese, in Mandarin, and all of a sudden everything just in original, like in Italian, in English, and it was like, ugh, I cannot take it. Oh, so you just so you know, as the musician, you more or less you need to know Italian because all the terms indicate on the music is Italian. Why? Because the music originally, it's how it originated, it's in the Europe, and it's very popular and explore very well in Italy. So there's a lot of treaties, a lot of a master, a lot of professional. They created terms and stuff like in Italy. So we keep using it until now. So as a musician, you need to know a little bit Italian, but it's a little bit related to the music. Some German, some French, a little bit. It's just enable you to understand, be able to read the terms and request and the score. And of course, we don't know all of those, so we rely on the dictionary a lot to try to figure it out what is composer request us to do. So for example, that actually, if there's no more question, actually I can share another things that I experienced, what I had in Italy. Like I went to Italy for the music festival, and a couple of us went to the streets, tried to order some stuff. but like of course we don't know Italian at all. And then we were kind of in a hurry to the class, and we were trying to order stuff from the store. And if you know European, they are extremely slow. Okay, they can take forever to make one thing. So we tried to order a coffee. We were there for 10 minutes still making coffee. Okay, and then we were kind of like, we are really in a hurry. So one of us like walk very slowly, and another of us was really anxious, really want to go. And then at the end, the waitress just cannot understand what was going on. And one of us explained that she presto, she adagio. I was like, oh my god, that's just a combination of English and Italian. And allegro at presto actually means fast, very, very fast. And adagio means very, very slow. So we use our very, very poor like Italian vocabulary try to communicate with Italian. And those other presto and adagio actually is musical terms. Somehow Italian catch that and then laughed. They understand what we were trying to express. So they kind of make things really quickly and say, okay, you guys can go now. Like they now the coffee is ready. So I mean, we feel like it's just really, really ironic because we cannot really present things in sentence, but we use our musical knowledge to try to express what we want to say, and they understand us.
Yeah. Thank you for
So
sharing. It's really great, like experience.
well, there's a lot of dumb stuff that I had as a student before, like how you take a trip in different country, like, and also in Russia as well. Like I basically know zero like language about Russia, but like you just say things and you use like poor vocabulary, they still can understand you. Um, that is really fun, but I mean, I really appreciate that I would be able to say that in English. So, I mean, even they cannot really understand me like 100%. They actually can like can catch what you want to express more or less. But it's also very interesting that like when you are in America, you will be really passionate to see whoever in the same present like this Asian face. Okay, like because it's rare, and there's a lot of Caucasians and a lot of different kind of colors people here. But if you see someone in Asian face, you will be really, really excited because you feel like you find friends. But I have some like experience, like people just came to me and present, assume I can say type certain languages. For example, I was walking on the road and there's a Korean friends of mine. I was walking with my Korean friends. Okay, their pastor assume I'm a Korean, and then the first sentence say to me like "안녕하세요," like "chechineso," and I was like, I am not Korean, okay? And I said, well, 나 Taiwan 친구대요. Like use my very very poor Korean to say I'm not Korean, and they're kind of like, oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were Korean. You look a little bit like Korean. I was like, no, 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 no. I walk along with my friend. It doesn't mean I'm Korean. And and on the way there, some people approached to me and started saying Chinese, and then just like assume I can speak Chinese. But if you go abroad, that's something that you want to keep in mind. Like if no matter how language level that you are, don't try to assume they can speak certain language because it's a little bit offended. Because someone even they talk to me like in Chinese right away, I understand, but I will kind of like, how can you assume that I will talk back to you? So I was like, yeah, well, especially it's not from not Taiwanese friend, if that's Taiwanese friend, of course. But sometimes they assume and then just talk in Mandarin. I was like, yes, I can talk in Mandarin. But I mean, I probably will take me a while. Like I was pretty shocked. Like, how can you know that? How do you know that I speak Mandarin? But
Mhm.
it's just interesting experience, and of course when you see Taiwanese you will be very very excited because you find your friends, you can share where you're from, and sometimes you get together for the special days.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
So I think how about we just show them like your website,
Oh gosh. Okay.
right? If you like, yeah, Dr. John is really great. Right? She share like many experience with us doing like study abroad. Yeah. So if you are really interested about the music she play or like the album things, you can scan this QR code, right? And scan this QR code for more like concert schedule, right? Or something about
I
her
need to keep
interpretation.
updated, like I mentioned,
That'd be
like
fine.
my
Yeah, you
schedule,
can scan this
new
if you want to know
website.
more about
So
her. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, just give you like one more minute. I think yeah, we can have since already like 9:22 already. Yeah, so I think we can have like a group photo. Right.
yeah.
Then we just around like 9:22. Yeah, so just give you guys like 2 minutes to prepare. Can you just turn on your
Whoever,
camera? Let's have a group photo. All right.
whoever left a message, I want to say hello because you and I are in the same last name. It's rare. It's a rare last name, and I'm really happy to see someone has the same last name.
All right. So I'll give you like 2 minutes to prepare. Let's have like group photo. 我们视讯合照，给大家2分钟准备。没有2分钟我们视讯合照。Yeah, to take the group photo for
Why need to take 2 minutes? Like they have to present and then brush
just
their hair
give like
somewhere.
more time for preparation. Right?
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, just give you like 2 minutes and we can have the group photo together. Just turn on your camera. 然后我们视讯合照啊。OK，大家2分钟时间。
So what is that for? That we are going to take a group pictures here.
That's just
Like,
for
what's the purpose
for the
for?
memory. It's usually like
Oh, okay. Not for the
yeah
attendance.
attendance. Oh, I will have the attendance phone later. Yeah, so just stay in the meeting for attendance for the extra credit. If you are the student in world music or history of the film story, okay? Well, I will have attendance for later. So stay in the meeting. I will give you the link. Just sign up for link. Okay, so can you just turn on the camera? Let's have the group photo. 大家可以开视讯。我们可以在这视讯
If
大合
they are
照
in
啊。
front of the computer, if they are in front of a computer, it probably will turn on. But
Anybody hear my voice?
I
Thank
think
you.
there's a one, there's two, there's a three,
Thank you.
and two left.
They are still preparing. Don't worry, they'll be fine.
Oh, you guys lovely. Okay, come on. You guys young, you guys pretty, you guys handsome. It's way better than I do.
This is great. This is really great. Let me see. Yeah, I can see from everyone here. I can change. 嘉煌 can you screenshot for me? I will do it also. Okay. Let's see. I will
What
do
is
a
their
screenshot.
average age? Like what year they are?
And they are most of them are undergraduate students. Like
Yeah,
I
I
don't know,
mean, like, what
18,
is the range
18 to
within
20, 18 to 21. If I guess right, 18 to 21. Okay,
Oh,
so
okay. Okay.
are you
I
ready?
thought that you were going to tell me like sophomore or junior or senior, but you just tell me their age.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
good.
really,
That's
really
good.
sorry.
But
But they
that's
will be
really
like
young.
more,
That's great.
yeah, that's really young, a lot younger than us. Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, fine. Yeah, so just I will count like 3 to 1, okay, and we will do the screenshot for our group photo. Okay, let me change. I can see everybody here. I see. Yeah. Okay. So ready? Ready? Okay. So 3, 2, 1. One more. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you all.
everybody.
Thank you for
Thank you.
attend.
Thank you.
Thank you all for lesson. That is a late night. I understand that it's already past
Wait.
your
Yeah.
class hours, and I really appreciate that you spend your Friday night here with us tonight. And I hope that you gain some knowledge and probably more or less enjoy some of the music that we share tonight. And it's my great honor to be here with everyone tonight. And I hope you all have a great night.
Okay, so I give you the attendance. Yeah, really thank you. Appreciating Dr. Jan's great lecture for today. Yeah, and the next is please sign up for the attendance today. Yeah, especially for the world music and history of film scoring class. Okay, just for the extra credit. And if you have something about the feedback or your like personal opinions, really welcome to fill up in the form. Okay, it's I think it's okay to open, right? The phone
What
is
is
in
okay
the
to
message.
open?
Yeah, if you want to try, can you open it? I mean, attendance phone in the message box.
I mean, I don't need to, right?
Is it good? Thank you. Okay. Yeah. So just please sign up for the air traffic. Yeah, for class participants. This is really great that we have this kind of opportunity for Dr. Zhang here with us tonight, right? We learned a lot about information for the piano music and also hear the great performance from her. Yeah, so just I appreciate that everybody was here. Yeah, it's Friday night. And so if you have any opinions, really welcome to write your opinion in the
Yeah.
in
Well,
the
I
attendance
guess
form.
that's no, but I mean, there's just one more thing. I think it's really hilarious. Like in America, like when you walk on the road, and when I work with my students, they like because we have Asian appearance, so like our looking is actually like way younger than most of American. And your student will always think that you're different ages. Like for example, my students like Dr. Chance, I think you got your doctorate, and like since about like how many years you have been here, and then you just like took your doctorate for not too long ago. That you're probably very similar to our age, right? I was like, what do you mean? I was like, they were kind of like, okay, I'm 20, so you probably 27 or 30 as the max. I was like, yeah, you are so nice. Like we Asian look, it's just look way younger, and then always that misunderstood how we look like in our actual age. But I guess that is a good way. That is just the benefits that we have in here. But
Yeah, but this is a really great opportunity for us to to do this kind of English lecture.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's great. Like we have some, and I think it's fabulous. Like in Taiwan, that we try to aware like how important the education is and how to present the music in English. It's very very important because in different countries, they actually presented your their lessons or classes in English for a long time, and bilingual as well, and then writing in English and everything. So like the way how we were actually, we are great, our students are great, they are awesome, their English level actually really good. We are great on writing and reading, but not many of us would like to talk. And I think one of those is because of culture, because of a culture and the way education that we receive, like when we were little, and we were kind of like more like, you just accept whatever your presenter gave you. But out here, you need to interact a lot, you really need to say something. A lot of time I just throw out the question, and students really have to answer regardless, even that it's wrong. You just need to say something because we need to know what you were thinking in order to give you more feedback or adjust. Like for example, the progress, how fast is the progress we're going to share, like a little bit more content or a little bit less content, or whether we have to explain it a little bit more in order to help you most. So that is just, and it's open up for the discussion. Like we cannot really just treat student as a student anymore, because you have to change treat them as kind of like friends. And well, still boundary between teachers and students, but that will be more open up for like discussion, like to exchange knowledge and exchange ideas, and whether that I just a presenter, you have to take it all, you have to listen me, I'm always correct. No, not that anymore. And I'm sure you experienced that too in your lesson. Like your teacher would like to ask your opinion, you play something and your teacher asked me like, how do you think about this, right?
Mm.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
but I think they are really good already. Yeah, just we learned a lot. We learned a lot. We just need to like digest, right? Digest the knowledge of these kind of musical terms. But this is really
but I
great.
think it's
It's a
great. They
whole
are
like two
great.
hours.
You guys awesome that you
This
will value
entire 2 hours
here.
English lecture is their first time. This is really great. It's really great experience. We will good
Wait,
up
have
later.
they ever taken classes in now? Are they taking classes in English now?
Yeah, with me.
Like every single week?
Yeah, every single week, 2 hours. But with
Oh
me
gosh.
when you English
All
class.
right.
So I think they are really good. Yeah, they can really understand. Okay, yeah. So I think it's 9:30 already. Yeah. So thank you for coming today. Yeah, and thank you Dr. Zhang for this kind of
No,
great
thank you
lecture.
everyone.
Yeah. So if you don't have any question, please sign up. Okay, please sign up for the form. If you don't have any question, you are free to go. Yeah. But if you have something to share with Dr. Zhang, you are really welcome. Okay. Yeah. Thank you everybody for coming tonight. Yeah. It's really great lecture. Yeah, so if you don't have any question, you are free to go. Yeah, but if you have something to share with us, you're really welcome. Be sure to sign up the phone, okay? Yeah,
Okay, I
thank
will stay
you.
there until everyone left. How about that?
Yeah, you are free to go if you don't have any question.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good night everyone.
yeah, it's all for today. Yeah,
Oh, that is so sweet. Thank you for February's presentation. It's so sweet of you. Thank you.
so it's mine. This library already.
It's about time for you to leave the
Yeah,
library.
the music from library.
No, I think it's great because that is just like good music to send people.